Hey everyone, what's going on? Waseem back with another fragrance video. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing a review from the house of Chanel. The fragrance I'm reviewing today is Sycomore. This is my decant of Sycomore, and Sycomore is part of the less exclusive collection from the house of Chanel. The less exclusive collection, as you can tell by the name, is like an exclusive collection from Chanel, which is different from the designer collection. Designer collection being from both the men and the women's side, such as the Allure Homme, Bleu de Chanel, and Teos, and etc. Those fragrances you can see being sold nearly everywhere, places like Debenhams and Boots here in the UK. However, with the exclusives line, it's more of a collection which you can really only pick up from the Chanel boutiques or higher end designer stores here in the UK, such as Selfridges or Harrods. You can also pick them up from certain airports as well. The less exclusive line from Chanel is solely marketed towards women. However, I feel like it's a line which can be worn by both men or women, having tested nearly all of them in store and as well as sampled some of them myself as well. I think they're perfect for both men and women in my opinion. They're very high quality scents and do go for quite niche level pricing, so definitely do sample before you blind buy a bottle. So Sycomore was released in the year 2008 and is classified as woody chypre. There's two noses behind the composition of this scent. Those are Jacques Polge and Christopher Sheldrake. Now Jacques Polge, as many of you know, is in-house perfumer at Chanel. He's been behind many classics from the house, both on the men's side and the women's side, and on the designer side as well as the less exclusive side as well. To name a few of the fragrances he's been behind classics such as Bleu de Chanel, Teos, Platinum Ego Est, the Allure Homme line, Coromandel from the less exclusive line. So a very prominent perfumer in the game and very well respected. And the second perfumer in this composition of Sycomore was Christopher Sheldrake, one of my favourite noses. Christopher Sheldrake is considered the in-house perfumer at Stella Jeutan's, and he's been behind pretty much all the fragrances. He's been behind Arabi, Ambre Sultan and Chergui, to name a few. So two heavyweights in the game create the composition of Sycomore. Let's talk about the notes. The notes of Sycomore are as follows. You're going to get vetiver, sandalwood, aldehydes, tobacco, violet, cypress, juniper, pink pepper and spicy notes. So those are the notes of Sycomore. But what do I get on my skin? For me, Sycomore opens up with a beautiful, bright, green, slightly woody opening, with the main notes for me being the vetiver with a backing player of the aldehydes. Now the aldehydes gives this fragrance in the first few seconds or so a fizzy sort of feel. However, after a few seconds or so, the fizziness really dies down and you're left with this juicy lemony feel. Now when I say lemony feel, it's not a citrusy feel, it's a very juicy sort of lemony feel, and it works really well alongside the vetiver. The opening is very fresh to me, but it does have a touch of character as well, with a little bit of spiciness. As the fragrance develops, it starts becoming drier and smokier, with the freshness still continuing in the heart for me. However, the aldehydes at this stage have completely died down. Into the dry down of the scent, the freshness sort of dies down and it starts becoming a little bit more bolder. The scent is a lot more smokier and very dry on my skin, with the vetiver note being incredibly pronounced at this stage. The vetiver for me is a very dirty, slightly earthy and very rooty vetiver, and along with all of that you also get a touch of creaminess due to the sandalwood note. The vetiver note used in Sycomore is the complete opposite of the vetiver you would find in, for example, Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver. The Grey Vetiver uses a vetiver which is really clean and quite fresh smelling. The vetiver in Sycomore is the opposite. It's more of a rooty, earthy type of vetiver. Both fantastic fragrances, but both use vetiver in a very different sort of feel. For me, Sycomore is a scent which every time I've worn it, I've picked up different nuances throughout the day. What you spray in during the start of the scent is not what you're going to get in the dry down, and even after a few hours or so, the scent really changes on my skin. You start picking up notes such as juniper, you start picking up a tobacco note. However, those notes are really in the background. For me, the most prominent aspect of the scent is the rooty vetiver note. In terms of performance, Sycomore lasted on my skin around 8 hours, with the projection being quite moderate. Now, it doesn't scream off your skin, however, you have a lovely scent cloud around you, and for me, when I was wearing it, I did get constant whiffs of the scent, which for me is excellent. Longevity as well, 8 hours, which is excellent in my opinion, lasts the whole working day. In terms of seasons, I feel Sycomore can work all year round. For me, it's mostly a daytime scent. For me, if I was to pick one season where it would be brilliant, it would be the spring. But like I've said, it could work in any season. For me, in terms of occasion, for me, Sycomore is a fantastic signature fragrance. It's a scent which, for me, is quite masculine. Even though it's marketed towards women, I find this scent to be a masculine scent, but with a lot of elegance. Imagine yourself, imagine James Bond with a beard. That's a sort of feel I get with this. A very classy gentleman, but having a touch of masculinity with it as well. As a signature fragrance, this could work in any occasions, be it casual, work especially, and as a formal scent as well. It really this scent invokes so much class for me and so much elegance with a touch of masculinity. It's such a great fragrance in my opinion. I absolutely love wearing this to work. It just puts me in the right mood. It makes me feel very, very presentable. It's a beautiful scent, and it's one I really heavily recommend sampling. If you haven't experienced any other fragrances from the Lex Exclusives line from Chanel, I do recommend Sycomore from that line. Overall, I'm going to give it a very high score of 4.5 out of 5. For me, it's a beautiful scent. Really well blended. It's got great performance. Definitely one to check out. It's going to get a score of 4.5 out of 5. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have found it helpful, please do remember to give me a like and a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed, then make sure you do. Until next time, see you later.